it up, pump it up.
Trae.
Oh, come on, come on.
With Trae.
Pump it up, pump it up.
It's the day with
This is the day to gain inspiration, to make a positive change in the nation. We're inviting you to partake in conversation, to raise your vibration. It's the day that we will all celebrate all of our peace that make the thing elevate. Watch the negative fade away, cause it's the day with Trae.
Grand Rising, everyone. Welcome to the Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. I get to welcome you to the end of the week, an amazing Friday episode. So grateful to have y'all join us and wrap up your week with us. And also really grateful for my guests who are in the building today. We have Miss Afua Kouyaté, y'all. We're going to be talking about 40 years of Odunde Festival. That's right. You heard me clearly. 40 years. It is a phenomenon, and I'm so grateful that she's here to share with us what folks can expect this year. And later on in the show, we got Dr. Traci Harrell also joining us, who is pouring into the effort and talking about the brilliance of legacy and keeping legacy going forward in our community. So I'm so grateful that both of them are joining me today. But of course, I'm also grateful that you're joining me, right? Because now you get to for real join me. Go ahead and share this show with folks who you feel could benefit from a daily dose of dopeness right here on The Day with Trae. And if you can't watch our TV show, we still got you covered, y'all, because we're also on a podcast, so you can listen to us anywhere you find your favorite podcast. Just search Converge Media Network and The Day with Trae. We'll be right there on your favorite platforms. Well, up next, of course, I have the pleasure of introducing my first guest, Miss Afua Kouyaté. Hi.
Hi, Trae. This is so beautiful. Thank you.
Oh, it's always great to have you here.
Thank you. A daily dose of dopeness?
Yes, ma'am.
I love it.
Well, you've been doing work in community. I mean, you're talking about beyond 40 years, but Odunde specifically,
Yes.
40 years. And I just got to ask about what that means to you, right? That impact that y'all have been making year over year for such a long time. That's beyond a generation. So tell me a little bit more.
It's joy. Very simple. It's so much joy that comes within me around community, our babies, our elders, all the people that celebrate. And it's all about coming together. Even during COVID, we had a family, offer. We said, okay, families of 4, come in. If you have it, if you don't have it, just come on in. It's more important for community to be there. So I just think about the joy. And when I think about it a little longer than the joy, it's about legacy, and it's about us understanding who we are in community, because everybody in community plays a part of Odunde. So I'm excited.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, this is something that has been impactful for so many people. And
Yes.
I always think about like that long lasting impact, right? Like me being a part of some event planning for several of our big events here in the city of Seattle. I've been like, whoa, when people respond and say, man, this has meant so much, just knowing that we can come here every year over year.
Yes.
Tell us about that response that you've received over the years from those who've been in attendance.
Oh gosh, I'm starting to think about those experiences now more than ever, because we are kicking off our 40th this week. And so many people will say different things like, when is Odunde? Where is it going to be at? Because we used to be at many different locations, theaters, community centers. We had parks, at the museums. We were like everywhere that held a large capacity of community. And then people would say things like, well, they would give ideas. Well, can you do it like this next year? So they were definitely involved and just really wanting to see it. Some people would say, I remember the Odunde dance. And that's their favorite. And a couple of years we did it without, and they said, now you got to go back to that Odunde. So people are just like real excited about it. Vendors, artisans, they want a vendor and make sure that people receive their goods. And the artists, they look forward to it. It's my favorite time of the year. I love putting together the production. I love all the choreographies that come together. And I love how we bring guests from out of town, out of the country. And this year, we're just going to highlight our all-star cast.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds about right. You know, you're talking about 40 years, and there's folks
Yes.
who've been involved for many, many years. So I love
Yes.
hearing that you're really going to hone in on that. But this
Yes.
was also something y'all decided to do something a little different this year, because it looks like several events came together. You have this phenomenal program for 3 different events. Odunde is one of them. Tell me a little bit about the collaboration that it took to pull together this amazing program of all of these events.
Thank you. Well, the visionary, the person who really thought about this idea is Twanda Hill. And she, every year, is working very hard during the month of November for ADEFUA's Odunde, for Josephine Howe's Sound of the Sound, and for other organizations. But for this year, it's the Kanara Park Kids. And she says, you guys are not wearing me out. She said, let's put together one booklet where you guys can share it. And then the conversation continued about the proceeds. We want to support the healthcare needs of Dr. Maxine Mims, our late Dr. Maxine Mims. And so we've just lost her recently on October 8th of this year. And so we have this journey book that begins to celebrate some of the life, you know, and the legacies in her journey of Dr. Maxine Mims. And so what it did, it brought us back to our Nguzo Saba, right? So when we celebrate cooperative economics, when we celebrate collective work and responsibility, the Ujima and Ujama principles, that's what this work has done for us. And so we have the Kanara Park Kids. Their event was last night, very successful. Our event again is this Saturday. And then we have Josephine Howe's event. So we all share the proceeds that benefit Dr. Maxine Mims Memorial that will take place March 8th of 2025. And if people are still interested in being a part of the Journey Book, there will be more inclusions. Just contact us and we'll let you know how to get your information in there, because Dr. Mims was about everyone. And so we want to be, present. We want to be real clear that arts, culture, education was very foremost for Dr. Maxine Mims. Yeah. So we're just excited to be able to do this, whether she was here or not. This book was still going to manifest. This photo was still going to manifest. So we're rocking and rolling with Dr. Mims during Odunde. 2 years ago, Dr. Mims, we honored her. You know, we wanted her to come in and be a part of Odunde. And she just said, oh, this is brilliant. And so, right? And that's one of her favorite words, right? Mm-hmm. And so, as we share the experiences of who we are as a people, we'll always honor Dr. Maxine Mims. Mm-hmm. We'll always put safe placekeeping for who she is to us, and for even the ones who are not even born. You'll know about Dr. Maxine Mims because we're committed to everyone knowing our greatness.
Yeah. And you're absolutely right. She is such a strong, not just advocate, but just voice for everyone's brilliance. Right? And just cared so deeply about everyone being able to showcase their brilliance, particularly in our community. And one of the things that she would always say that struck me so special is she had traveled all over, and she said, there's just something different about the Black folks in Seattle. You know, there was something special that she felt here, and she poured into it ever more. Mm-hmm. So, and it's just brilliant to bring this together for all of these amazing events, for all of y'all to come together and do this. So I really appreciate hearing that story. When we think about what folks can expect this year, I mean, 20 years. First off, congratulations, congratulations, and thank you for all of your energy that you've been pouring into for all of these years. But I gotta ask, what does that look like for folks when they're going to be there? Yeah.
It's the evolution of culture in Seattle. Dr. Maxine Mims, this was in 1984-ish, when Dr. Maxine Mims said, look, I want everyone that hires me to speak to hire ADEFUA to bring me on. And that's how people really got to know who we are.
Mm.
Yeah. So at first I thought it was a joke, but she was very serious. And so here we are. So this year we're going to celebrate by having on that Thursday, November 14th, we're going to have a Meet the Artist. We want community, if you want to, just come and mingle a little bit for a couple hours. But it actually kicks off on Saturday, November 16th with the African Marketplace. We'll have like thousands of African artifacts, clothing, musical instruments. We'll have food by Chop Chop Restaurant, yummy, right? And all that's going on. We'll have DJ music playing. We'll be at the Rainier Arts Center, which is in the heart of Columbia City. We're in Seattle, by the way. And at 5 o'clock is when we'll start testimonials. That will be a part of our documentary. We're having a documentary, and we want people to chime in about what they feel, what they see, about this work, to be a part of that documentary, the historical moment. Take it at 5 o'clock, from 5 to 6:30. And then, the doors open up at 6:30 for the concert. And that's just going to be what do we call it? What do we call it? Is it like the icing or the TikTok?
Right.
It's just going to be the alpha and the omega.
Yeah.
We are totally excited about the show this year because we've been working so hard. One thing different about the show this year also, in addition, is that I had asked our artists to bring in your energy. What would you like? Because every year it's like, I'm giving them a script. Bam, this is what we're doing. But for this year, it's like, what do you all want to do? So it's been more energy than ever. It's going to be an amazing, amazing show. The music director is Afua Kouyaté, also accompanied by Felusho Mimi. Choreography would be by myself and my daughter Naila Bully. Amazing people who we are. And it's always going to be intergenerational. We will have a chance for people to learn more about our incoming African Cultural Arts Center, ACAC. We have decided, I don't know if you knew this, because before when we were here on Converge, we were talking about renovating the ADEFUA Center space,
Right.
where you came to when you was a teenager. And we were talking about renovating the space and building the outdoor amphitheaters and all that. Yeah, y'all heard me. Trayana was an ADEFUA light when she was a teenager. And I do have her certificate that I will be awarding her in the future. Just y'all hold me on that, right? Up to snuff right now. We're not going to renovate it any further. We have decided, based on community impact, that we're going to demolish the whole building.
Wow.
And we're going to build a 4-story cultural center
Wow.
right there.
Oh.
We're totally excited. So what happens there? You'll have to come to our visioning. We have a community visioning on November 22nd. If you want to know more, you'll get it, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to be able to highlight all the things that are happening around arts and culture. If artists, if families, if schools, they connect and they want to be a part of anything that we're doing, we're always inclusive.
Yeah.
So please just know that you're always welcome. It's not just a Black thing, but we really want people to come in and acknowledge our Africanness. And that will be an endless opportunity.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So now I get to give you the pleasure right now of making sure folks know those details. They're trying to come to Odunde. They want to learn more about ACAC. Look right here in this camera. Let folks know how they continue to plug in with y'all.
Ooh, what a smile, of course. No. ADEFUAcenter.org. That's ADEFUACENTER.org. We also have direct ticket purchases through Eventbrite. And we also have some of our performers, if you know that they're connected to ADEFUA, more than likely they have tickets that they're trying to sell. So reach out. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, and we're in community. So please, if you're having a difficult time, just Google us and we would love to see you there. And if you cannot reach us, just go directly to Rainier Arts Center on Saturday, November 16th at 3 p.m. And you will not say, anything other than, yes, I'm glad I did it.
I know that's right. I can't thank you enough for all of your energy and
Yes.
love that you continue to pour into the community.
Thank
Thank
you.
you always for coming here
Yes.
and making sure our audience knows what's going on. I'm looking forward to all the positive energy happening this weekend. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Wow, y'all.
Yes.
What a great way to kick off our Friday episode. Of course, we get to continue in this lovely discussion. Up next, we got Dr. Traci Harrell in the building. We're going to be hearing all about how she's pouring in to Odunde Festival and continuing this beautiful legacy. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss it. You're watching The Day with Trae.
In Seattle, it's more than just coffee. It's community. At the station, we brew more than just your favorite cup. We brew connection. From Beacon Hill to Columbia City, we're a space for artists, activists, and everyone in between. A place to gather, create, and simply be. Whether you need a quiet place to work, a lively spot to meet friends, or just a moment to unwind, find your place at the station. More than coffee, it's home. Visit us in Beacon Hill or Columbia City. The station, where community happens.
I had some dental work done, and pain pills were introduced. It flipped a switch that I didn't see or know or understand, and I tried multiple times to show up and be a parent to those kids, but I couldn't do the minimum, and the grief about it was so huge that I would have to drink to deal with what it felt like to be in my body. Each one of those people along my journey has contributed to my success. Don't count us out. More people recover with support. Learn how you can help someone's recovery at supportaddictionrecovery.com.
Well, on Fox Face Off, we tell the raw, unadulterated truth.
Fox Soul Face Off
We are given the platform here with no fear.
always comes out swinging.
We should be saying, hey, stop shooting and killing people.
Nothing held back.
They wanted black hip-hop moguls and artists to continue the feud.
No punches pulled.
And shut the hell up. You interrupt me all the time.
Tune into the show where opinions collide. Fox Soul Face Off. New episodes weeknights at 9 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Welcome back, everyone, to The Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. Joining me right now is Dr. Traci. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Amazing. I feel good. Always great to be here with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good to have you. Now, this is really special because, you do a lot in community and now you're
Yes.
pouring into Odunde. Tell us about that connection.
It started with me doing work with the Community Reinvestment Fund, the CRP, this $200 million. I think I came and talked about that previously. And there were some grants out there and I was providing support in community. And one of the organizations that I supported was ADEFUA. It was Miss Afua. And just providing technical assistance and saying, this is your money. This is our money. Go get it. And I had seen her in community. And so to be able to help and support the work of an organization that's been in community for 40 years was like my honor. That's why I do what I do. And it wasn't about getting paid. I was getting, it was free for community, but it was for me about pouring in and saying, go get that money, basically. And so, she liked my work and we had good energy and we connected. And so when she got various, monumental points in her business, which was Odunde is happening October 16th. She asked me to support the work. And I was like, oh my God, it would be an honor. Because again, it is, I was put on this earth to contribute to community. So when she asked me, I was honored. It was a joy for me to say, yes, yes, yes. I worked 25 years in the corporate space, right? And so when I started working for myself, all I really wanted to do was pour into community. And I did it as a nonprofit. I'm also a consultant, so being able to actually pour in what I know into organizations that are doing the work already, right? So being able to support her has been an honor. To be able to support the work that is about African culture. Yeah. It is an honor. It is like a joy to be around queens, right? It's a joy.
Well, you're absolutely right here. 40 years, that is commitment and it's dedication. And it showcases, the not just the commitment, but the love. That's why I talk about it from a love perspective, because even as we were talking about Dr. Maxine Mims, she would always talk about that love,
Yes.
guiding and us loving on each other, loving on community, people being able to feel that. How does that resonate with you and some of the other work you do?
I'm so glad you, she's so good, isn't she? I'm glad you mentioned that word because I think living a legacy of love and service is really what I'm about. But I connect with people who are doing the same thing, which is why, having Afua talk about the work that they're doing and Dr. Mims, who poured into me. Like they welcomed me. I remember the first time, I think I was at Don Mason's house. It was around the time, I think her husband had passed away a few years ago, and it was right around when that first happened, and Dr. Mims was there. And I remember her, she asked me to introduce myself, and I said, that I was just excited to be in community. And she said, she just poured into me. I mean, I just remember her pouring into me love and saying, I showed up for Don because it was in that moment that I wanted to support her. But Dr. Mims said, this is how we as community show up for each other. It is in love. It is in that true, wanting to serve. And that's what she did for me. That's what I do for others. That's what you do every day with Trae, showing up with a daily dose of dopeness. It's like, I love that. So, I think, iron sharpens iron and steel sharpens steel. So for me, love is important, especially, no matter where we are in community, if things happen, and I think we get to choose joy, right?
Yeah.
We get to choose love. We get to decide how we're going to show up. And I think showing up, creating a space where African culture is celebrated, it's elevated, it's optimized, where we get to leave a legacy, not just live a legacy, but when you, not just leave a legacy, but when you live a legacy, that means like every day you show up in excellence. And so you show up in love, you show up in service. And that's all we can be asked to do, really.
Well, that example too, that's one of the things that I'm always anchored in is, what example am I setting? How important is that example? Because you never know how the example will touch someone else, right? And I know there's so many folks that have been in my life that always share that with me, like, wow, me showing up this authentic way all the time has really poured into other people in so many different ways. And when people come back and share how it's been impactful for them, it's like an affirmation of you allowing your, divine assignment to find divine alignment. And I love that.
I love you. She just said divine assignment. And I think that is why I love you so much, because when you show up, there is a level of authenticity. Afua Kouyaté was just here. She was talking about, this book and Dr. Mims showing up in excellence. And she had an assignment and she made sure we were all clear that we have one too. Right. So I think showing up, with this heart to serve and wanting to leave a legacy, that's what I love most. And that's really why I got involved with Afua and the Odunde Festival. It's not about an event. They're celebrating 40 years, the last 40 years, but they're preparing for the next 40 years. They're building this African Cultural Arts Center. They're creating a space for us to be a part of that, each and every one of us in community to be a part of that, to really leave our legacy, to show up in with love and service, right? To show up in excellence, to leave, example for the next generation. And I think there's nothing more we can do than to really walk in our divine assignments.
Yeah.
So,
and especially once you recognize, I think there's a lot of folks who are figuring that out. And that's okay too, because that's part of the journey.
Right.
And it aids in your story and your impact that you're able to make later on in life. So it's all worth it, right?
So.
But it's great to see that you're connected with this. Of course, the continuing opportunity for community to be engaged really is not, like you said, it's not just about Odunde Festival, yes, celebrating 40 years, but is this continuation?
Right.
Tell us a bit about some of those opportunities that community members have to tap in with ADEFUA as they are building out the cultural center.
Yeah. So what I love about it is Afua is a visionary. So she's touched generations of community over the last 40 years, but she's already planned the next 40. And she's like, whether I'm here to walk through it or not, this African Cultural Center is not about her. It's about us. It's about us being able to show up, for each of us to be able to leave a legacy, to be able to contribute in some way. So there was a fundraising campaign, there's a building fund, right, that is about us showing up and leaving a legacy. She mentioned the documentary, right? So yes, you can be a part of the legacy wall in a physical building. It's going to be a 4-story, amazing place for African culture and education and art. But that's a part of it. There's also going to be an online ecosystem where you can contribute as well. There's also, every month throughout 2025, there's a space for you to come and actually help tell your story and help shape the story for the next 40 years, right? We are all part of community. And so being able to contribute both your voice, to tell your story, to really be able to show up in community in a way that allows us to, again, leave a legacy, to not just, walk through life blindly, but tap into that divine purpose. I love that you mentioned impact, right? We all want to hope that we're leaving an impact, right, in the world. Yeah. And I think this is one way where there is impact, there is true legacy, a true visionary has shown up for the last 40 years, has built deep, deep roots in community, and now we all get to show up and contribute to that. Yeah. So I'm excited to say I'm a part of that next 40 years. I'm part of leaving a legacy, and this is definitely part of divine guidance.
Well, wow. Dr. Traci, thank you for pouring in. And of course, if folks are wanting to tap in with you, you offer consulting, you have this wealth of knowledge that you want to make sure, you're passing on throughout community. Look right there. Let folks know how they tap in.
I like to say it's all bigger than me because my company is called It's All Bigger Than Me. It's All Bigger Than Me Consulting, and it is www.itsallbiggerthanme.com. But it's not about me. Like today I'm here to really focus on ADEFUA and how we can ADAEFUA. It's adefuacenter.org. Thank you. She's nodding. That's good. So what I love about that is we get to really show up and be a part of legacy together. So join us and support us.
There it is.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Yes, thank you.
Wow, y'all. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, she's like, come on. Pour in. There's opportunities for funding, right?
There's opportunities for fundraising, absolutely. So join us and support us. Really is about joining us for every opportunity. The next one is October 16th, which is this Saturday.
November 16th.
Thank you, November 16th, which is Saturday. Thank you. And then every month, we're going to, in December, did I mention in December, we're actually taking community to Africa with us. We're actually going to Africa and we're going to chronicle that journey. And I couldn't be more excited. It's my first time, on the motherland. Yeah. So I'm super excited to be there. We'll be there for 30 days. Ghana, Togo, and Benin are the 3 countries that we're going to explore. And we're excited to be able to bring community with us. So we will be live streaming. We will be showing up and inviting you to go on that journey with us. But we're asking for donations, and we are. This is what she's doing as a part of the African Culture Arts Center, really inviting you all to come join us and leave a legacy.
Wow. So many great opportunities. Thanks for getting that in there.
Yes, thank you.
Oh my goodness, y'all. Of course, I get to wrap all of this up right after this short break. Stay tuned. You're watching The Day with Trae.
I'm Isaiah Carey, here to shake things up with the stories that hit hard and matter most. Here on The Factor, we cover news with grit and authenticity. We challenge the status quo and get down to real talk and bold discussions. Join us as we amplify the voices that disrupt, inspire, and lead the charge for change. Your story is power, and we're here to unleash it.
The Isaiah Factor Uncensored. New episodes weeknights at 9:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
In Seattle, it's more than just coffee. It's community. At the station, we brew more than just your favorite cup. We brew connection. From Beacon Hill to Columbia City, we're a space for artists, activists, and everyone in between. A place to gather, create, and simply be. Whether you need a quiet place to work, a lively spot to meet friends, or just a moment to unwind, find your place at the station. More than coffee, it's home. Visit us in Beacon Hill or Columbia City. The Station, where community happens. Black caregivers, entrepreneurs, and elders, this one's for you. Queen Care is offering complimentary self-care services to those who give so much to their communities. Take a moment to restore, recharge, and be cared for with free wellness treatments at the Spa House by Queen Care. Spots are limited, so don't wait. Go to queencareproducts.com now to sign up or scan the QR code on your screen because you deserve the same care you give to others.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. Huge shout out to my guests today, Miss Afua and Dr. Traci, both of them pouring in collectively to continue this phenomenal legacy of not only Odunde Festival and ADEFUA, but also how it's going to continue on with this amazing African Cultural Arts Center, y'all. This is an opportunity for us to pour in. They said, look, donations, they are taking folks to Ghana and to other countries over on the continent of Africa. The beauty is they've been doing these trips for years and really being a space where folks can feel safe to go over to Africa and explore and understand more about tradition and our rich cultural heritage. So when we talk about pouring into phenomenal work that's making a difference, that's truly having a positive impact, look no further than ADEFUA. It is doing the work, has been for decades, and they're celebrating 40 years tomorrow. So make sure you get your tickets, get over there, enjoy all of the festivities, the vendors, the music, the dancing. Oh my goodness, get into it, y'all, because this is a time of celebration. I'm so grateful to be in this community with such phenomenal pillars who have continued to pour in day in and day out to make sure that we all feel the love coming from them one day at a time. And it's beautiful because when we have strong legacies like Dr. Maxine Mims, it rises us all up to say we need to figure out how we're going to continue to carry that mantle forward. And I'm always inspired. Y'all know I want you to be inspired. What does that look like for you? How do you carry the mantle forward? How do you make sure that your divine assignment is being met and that you can pour into the next generation and the current generation? We need you out here, right? And so I encourage you to not only find your ways to tap in, but start tomorrow if you need to by going to Odunde Festival and finding a way to be a part of the phenomenal solutions that are being created on the ground right here in our community. Thanks so much for being with me this week. And of course, y'all know I'll be back with you until Monday at 11 a.m., y'all. Peace.
Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.